Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Chatty Tuesdays. And I am being punched in the face currently by Robert, who controls Jaxson Blake in EWA, who you'll have seen in 2 of the 3 weekly episodes so far. So, hello Robert.
Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, no problem. So I thought, we'd have a chat. You were requested, I think, on Twitter as a guest. So yeah, congratulations. You've got yourself a fan base, and reversed. There we go. Nice. And I decided I'd be Robert Roode in honor of you being called Robert. Oh, I kicked you. Yeah. So I think we'll start with first things first. Jaxson Blake. It's like, what's the inspiration? Where did the, because if I remember rightly, me and Scott have talked before about this several years of EWA that haven't gone on YouTube. You didn't use Jaxson Blake before this year, did you? So
no.
Where did he come from?
It was actually a combination of 2 of my characters that I originate around, which is the Machine JT with another league, and James Wilson.
Okay.
From here.
Fair enough. And what's he sort of? Explain him to me. Like, what's his deal? What's Jaxson Blake? What makes him tick? Like, what sort of goals and things would Jaxson Blake have if he were a real person? Like,
obviously, the main goal is to get some gold.
Yeah.
If you're not in this business, you are in the wrong one if you don't want any.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's absolutely fair enough. So, go on.
I was going to say, as for what makes him tick, he's really a man with nothing to lose.
Okay.
He leaves everything out there. Doesn't care what anybody really thinks.
Okay, that's fair. That's probably a good way to go in EWA, absolutely. So you mentioned obviously the quest for gold. We're 3 weeks into the EWA Championship tournament at the moment. As far as the YouTuber audience is concerned, I have mentioned, I think, before on previous episodes that we're actually ahead, in terms of me and you know a few more weeks worth of results, but we're only going to talk about what's been put online. It's not been like the strongest start for Jaxson Blake in terms of, oh my god, okay. In terms of, the progress in the tournament. He's 0-2 at the moment, but he's had some tough opposition with CJ and Payne. Which Payne, it's a running gag in EWA, in amongst the boys that no one wants to fight him, and CJ seems to be he's quite new, but he seems to be quite a high caliber player as well. But how are you feeling being 0-2? It's not a great position to be in.
It's definitely not a good feeling being 0-2 in any tournament, but I've been in this place before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's sort of a 0 chance of actually progressing to the final, unfortunately for Blake, but that doesn't mean there's no chance of gold at all in the future. It just means obviously you can't be the first champion, so can't make that history. So what would you say you would aim for instead of being the first champion? How would you? How are you sort of refocusing? What would you go for now with that no longer being an option?
Well, my main goal now is, since I'm mathematically gone, I'm gonna just play spoiler.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, because the final match that will come up this coming Saturday is going to be between you and Thorn, who also is 0-2. So it's kind of like a pride on the line kind of battle, I guess. Like, neither of you really want to finish on no wins from the block, I guess. But what do you make of Thorn as a character, as a wrestler, and how do you prepare for him? Like, Payne really seemed to struggle with him. He really seems to have Payne's number for a while, and it was only Payne's incredible kick-out game that saved him, if we're being honest. I'm just wondering what you think your chances are with Thorn.
Oh man, what can you say about that big overgrown character?
Character, that's a word. He's a character. He's definitely a character.
I think that's his advantage. He comes out and nobody really can prepare for something like that. You just gotta wing it and hope for the best. I will not give him. I will say breathing would be a big part with how big he is, so I am not going to give him a chance to breathe.
Yeah. Oh. Getting wrecked. Yeah, so obviously, he performs best, I think, when he's given chance to do his mind games and a little bit of space to you know, play with your head a little bit. So yeah, maybe not giving him any room to breathe is gonna be advantageous, I would say. Definitely could see how that would help, 100%. So yeah, good. In terms of your chances, do you expect to win? Do you think maybe, you know, it's going to be a tough one? What are your expectations going into this match?
Oh, it's definitely going to be a tough one. I mean, EWA is the place to be. Competition is outrageous here, and it's either adapt or perish, as a certain person once said.
Yep. How'd you get up there? Ow! Go down. Go down. How'd you get up there? I don't even know. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I've left count outs on. My bad. Oh, Finn Balor.
See, I didn't even know how to do that.
I just pressed square. I just had a guess and press square. Ow. Come here, you. Oh. Yeah, so, yeah, absolutely it is. It's a tough league. And we talked about Payne's toughness and what have you. Noticed on the comment section on the video where you faced Payne in the opening match of EWA history, the very first match, noticed there was a bit of a call out for Payne there, and there was, I think, one on Twitter as well. Is Jaxson Blake out for revenge? I mean, if because the other match in your block this week is going to be Payne and CJ, and basically it's as simple as winner goes through and the loser doesn't. If Payne weren't to go through, would you want to face him again? Like, where do you stand on that? Or do you think maybe get a few more reps in? Because you seem to have been calling him out.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that I will look for the biggest dog in the locker room, which clearly Payne has been a man on a mission way before.
Yeah, Payne's certainly a candidate for the big dog in the locker room, isn't he? He's certainly one of the guys. Based on
oh yeah, it's just something with Payne that I really can't put my finger on, but I definitely am not afraid to mix it up with that big overgrown pain in my backside.
Come on, kick out! Yes!
My bad, I thought I pressed it.
It's okay. I did that by accident last week against Frost, so I understand it's button mashing, not knowing the game that well. Because you only just got this game, didn't you? So, like,
yeah.
You probably already played more than me, to be honest, but neither of us probably exactly an expert, as I'm sure people watching can tell. Can I? Oh, hey, that wasn't very nice. There we go. So yeah, going after Payne. Like, is there anyone else you've got your eye on? You mentioned, you know, Payne potentially being one of the big dogs. Who else would you be wanting to pick a fight with if Payne, say Payne's not available, say he does qualify for the title match? Who else would you like to go after?
Man, you would think a guy like Alan Clark
Alan Clark.
Somebody that intrigues me.
So Alan Clark, obviously this week, only just missed out on making the final, basically because of how close his block was and the result of the main event. He actually, going into the main event, he was in first place in his block, and then unfortunately for him, Shane Andrews picked up the win on Mammoth and went through. So he basically was pretty unlucky to not make it into the final. So yeah, he's obviously you know, a really good wrestler as well. So you're looking at Payne and Alan Clark at the moment, are you, as potential targets? Interesting.
And there's always open. I do want to give a sort of a not a shout out, but a call out. I wouldn't mind finding a couple of teammates and seeing what Fun Hinge is all about.
Okay, right, very interesting. So, so I think we could talk about that because we've mentioned in the past that EWA has a history that's never made it onto YouTube. I think we should mention you were in a faction for quite a while, like in EWA, and historically before the record books officially began. It was the Proven, wasn't it? You were one of the 3 members there, along with last week's guest Frost, and the man who now controls Drake Doobie, but he was using a different character, and so were you, if I remember rightly. So, how did that compare to being sort of a solo guy? You know, did you prefer having that backup and those team matches, or do you prefer doing your own thing at the moment? Like, how does it compare in your opinion?
Oh man, being part of the Proven for quite some time definitely helped me accomplish goals, round me out, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a different skill set working as part of a team than it is just working by yourself. So yeah.
But I am loving the solo run.
So
I think I have.
Maybe open to it again in the future at some point, but not in any particular mad rush.
Oh no.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Something for us to bear in mind on the writing team, the booking team. Writing team is not exactly accurate. We don't write. We book. We ain't got writers. We got bookers. Oh, nice uppercut. So yeah, Thorn coming up, and then potentially Payne or Alan Clark, depending on Payne's progress in the tournament and what have you. It's going to be an interesting time. Thorn's definitely going to be an interesting opponent, and then after that, you're going after a couple of the toughest ones from the tournament so far. You know, on first impressions, and a couple of the guys that have been around basically since day one. I think you were fairly early, but not really day one, weren't you? I think you were within the first few months though. So you know both those guys well.
Oh yeah.
And so I mentioned this to I think me and Frost talked about this briefly, about the difference between preparing for someone like Payne, who we've been in the league with together since basically the start, or then someone like a CJ who's quite new to us. So he's a bit of an unknown commodity even to us, because everyone's an unknown commodity, easy for me to say to the audience, but for us, most of us know each other and know each other's playstyle pretty well. But then you get someone in like a CJ who's essentially new this year to us, and I don't know what have you made of someone like him so far. I'm trying to think who else is new. He's pretty much the only one, right?
He's the newest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you made of him? He's 2-0. You know, is that because no one knows what to expect of him? Because on the flip side, he doesn't know what to expect of anyone else either. So is it really that much of an advantage, or what do you credit his success to? Is it the unknown factor?
The unknown factor definitely plays a part in it. He built like a typical man that you would see as a champion in a league like EWA.
Yeah, he's got that sort of biker brawler gimmick, which obviously, you know, allows him to be really straightforward and full on offense. Which, let's be honest, that's one of only two ways of going about it, and the other one is to be kind of like a Thorn kind of character, you know, to have that sort of wacky edge to you, and that can throw people off the game. Oh my god. Ow! But yeah, I think he's got a lot of potential, and like I say, it's either him or Payne, and to find out if you got a pick for that, who's going through from your block. You fought both of them. Do you have a pick?
Oh man, if Payne isn't careful, I got to give it to the young guns.
Wow, you think CJ's got a chance? Is that wishful thinking because you want to face Payne, or is that an honest appraisal of who you think will win?
I think, man,
Did you see that?
I think part of it is wishful, just because I am hungry to get a hold of a guy like Payne.
Yeah.
Wow!
But, I mean, you can't deny the fact that what CJ has done in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, he's come in and he's taken it to us, to our, you know, our long-standing guys. So you almost can't knock it. Oh, a new move! Fantastic! Finally got to do a new move. I was trying to do one of them. So yeah, he's certainly made an impact, like pretty much straight out the gate.
Where was the soda?
In terms of future plans, obviously don't want to spoil too much, but we do have plans in the works to introduce, you know, more championships, maybe sort of like a more mid-level championship, maybe a tag division. Are your eyes firmly set on the top prize, or would you go after any championship where an opportunity arose? Would you form a team if a tag division did form? Like, where do you stand on? Because you said that Jackson's after gold, but that at the moment there's one belt, so it's a pretty specific goal. But if more championships are introduced, then you would you broaden your horizons, or would you still be focused purely on that EWA championship?
Well, since we're talking about the future, end of the day, gold is gold.
Yeah.
So, my main goal is EWA heavyweight champion, but if my journey detours, say, to a mid-level or a tag championship for the moment, then so be it.
Yeah, and I think you've got this. You know, I don't think this is telling you anything. I think you already know this, but there's that certain level of realism as well. If you started off on 2 losses, there's obviously people ahead of you in the pecking order for a shot at that main title. So in that meantime, you could detour to something else and use that other championship or another storyline with another wrestler or whatever to elevate yourself, you know, and get yourself closer to that goal. That's basically how the whole thing works, right? You know, if you're not in line for a title shot, you go and beat someone who will help, you know, will push you closer to that title shot.
Exactly, and I think that's also a main reason that I tie into Payne. That's a big stepping stone.
Yeah, if you beat Payne, you got to move up the pecking order. Like, I mean, not because any one win is particularly worth any more than another in EWA, but in management ties, we know what Payne's all about, you know, like, so even if it isn't monetarily, like, there isn't any more points on the line against Payne, you know, you're not actually moving up the pecking order any quicker, we're still there in the back of our mind going, yeah, but he beat Payne, you know, because that's a big deal, you know, and there's no denying that.
And with my record being 0-2,
you need that big impact win,
yeah, I need something to put carry that moment.
Fair enough, right? It sounds like you got your plans in motion. I really do hope they work out.
Oh yeah.
And what have you? You've, like I say, you've a big part of this game as well is obviously picking up that popularity. And you already got requested to be on the show on Twitter, so a little bit of a following there. You're not, you do control a heel, but you know you can still gain a following and what have you, you know, and people that approve of your work and your character without necessarily being a good guy, a popular guy that's the fans guy. So you've got to sort of walk that line, I guess, at the moment. How is it working a heel? I've noticed in the past you've generally always sided with working heel. Do you not like working babyface, or do you just prefer heel, or has it just been coincidence, just how it's turned out?
I think, I mean, believe it or not, I am genuinely a nice guy. So
I believe that. I've known you long enough, yeah. But to be honest, like if we can just take an example from real life, from a real wrestling group, Alexa Bliss seems like genuinely the nicest person. Like you hear stories of fans meeting her and she's lovely. You know, she seems to have all the time in the world for fans and seems like a genuine person. But she plays a fantastic heel on TV. I don't think you have to be a bad person in real life to be a good heel or vice versa. I think you can be better at playing a heel but be a nice person, you know. So
that's definitely true. But I was getting at that I'm so used to being a nice person. It's more of a change.
Is this where you get your frustrations with the world out because you're used to being a nice person? So you think, yeah. I know where I can get this out of me. I can cheat in a wrestling match in EWA or whatever. You know, I can hit a guy with a chair when the ref's down, and that's how I get my frustrations with the world out. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'd say I'm, you know, for people that know me, especially like in real life, like you know, friends and work colleagues and stuff, I think they probably agree I'm a little bit of a heel in real life. Yeah, not too much of one. I wouldn't say I'm a bad person, but I'm not afraid to also fight back against people that upset me and what have you, and then those people will naturally see me as, you know, the bad guy in that situation, I'm sure. So, whereas, like you say, you tend to save it for the EWA ring, which is probably a wise way to do it, to be honest. I'm probably not the wise one in this situation. I'm probably the one getting it wrong. But yeah, okay. So really good chatting. Is there anything else you want to discuss? You know, that I've not brought up, because I feel like when I have people on this, if I don't ask the right questions, they might not feel there's an opportunity to talk about what they want to, and I don't want anyone, you know, feeling like, well, I really wanted to talk about this, but he never asked me about it. So is there anything else you want to sort of throw out there, discuss?
The only thing I will throw out is a warning to the locker room that slowly but surely Jackson Blake is coming for everyone.
Oh, okay. Jackson's stepping up his game, coming after everyone, wanting to make an impact. I like it. I like it. Okay, so all that remains to be done now is to finish off this match. So you better get your head back in the game. I nearly got to finish it. I'm pinning you after the next one. that's it now. Last week, you know, I accidentally pinned Frost, but generally, as long as the interview's going on, we ain't going for pins. But now,
there it is.
It's Robert Roode against Robert from EWA, and Robert Roode looks like he's got it. And that is all she wrote. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. And I want to communicate this to everyone watching. Robert is just great to work with in EWA. Like, if we come to you with an idea, even if it's not always the most favourable to you, you know, it might be something where you have to take a loss to build a story. Like, you usually game for that kind of stuff, you know, and you come to us with ideas that don't always revolve around, hey, why don't you give me a title shot, you know, which we appreciate a bit of genuine creativity instead of, you know, hey, I'd like a title shot, hey, I'd like a title shot. So, you know, that's and you always get your matches done. You don't tend to have any, like, real drama in the group, you know, you're who we want in the group. So just want to give you a shout out for that as well. You know, easy to work with.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Always putting the group above the single.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's that's the thing is we have a bit of difficulty with is people have asked, you know, do you do like scripted endings sometimes? And the answer is yes. We haven't so far because it's just been a genuine tournament, you know, and we didn't want to rig a tournament to crown the first champion. That felt a bit dirty. The only hint of a story thing was this week just gone. Sorry, Mammoth attacking, but we decided on that story once the results of those two matches were in. You know, and then we're like, well, we can do this story and fit it in around the two matches, so there were still genuine results, you know. But in the future, there may be some scripted finishes and what have you, and we appreciate everyone that's sort of willing to do those, you know. And I think I've mentioned before, you can't only move up in the rankings by winning and losing matches. You know, there's other factors and cooperativeness and willingness to like you say, put the group above the single, because I think what I was getting at was you guys aren't paid. You know, we ain't making any money, so we ain't paying anyone. So we can't exactly turn around and say, right, we want you to. You're going to be a main eventer, you're going to be a jobber, you'll probably float around mid-card, you'll get some wins, some losses, you know, da-da-da. Because why would the people that we're saying you're going to be a jobber agree to throw all the matches when there's no benefit to them? They're going to obviously want to win, or try to win at least. So, we don't, that's why we only will come to, like, if there's a storyline reason, we'll come to someone and say, hey, can we do this in this match, you know, would that be cool? But I'd say, what, 95% of our matches are legit, and then every so often there's a match where we go, hey, let's do this for the finish, or, you know, let's try and get this spot in. But yeah, we appreciate how cooperative you are when we do have those ideas, you know, historically, talking pre-YouTube era. And look forward to seeing what we can do with Jaxson Blake, you know, if a storyline opportunity does come up.
Oh, no doubt. I am 100% ready.
Brilliant. Well, so are we, and thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on Chatty Tuesdays and having a good old chinwag with me. And apologies for DDTing you into the concrete floor. Right, and everyone leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe, and go back and watch. There's only 3 episodes so far, so it's not too late to really catch up with the tournament so far. There's been 3 videos, they're each an hour long, so maybe budget it, you know, watch one each day or something, because that's, you know, a few hours. But if you've got a few hours to kill, then give it a watch. It's been really good so far, and I'm really looking forward to this week, and I'm looking forward to you and Thorn, seeing what Jaxson Blake makes of Thorn. But yeah, we're going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks Robert for coming on, and like I say, for being a great member of EWA for, it's got to be a couple of years at least now. And yeah, we'll see you on Saturday for the next episode, and then we'll see you next Tuesday. I don't mean that to be a rude abbreviation, but we'll see you for the next episode of Chatty Tuesdays next week.